What it do, homies? Today we are back with some more offending everybody. This time we're checking out 8 things that should be illegal. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Drones, overweight kids, having a gag reflex. There are plenty of things that should be illegal, so here are 8 things we need to ban. Number 1, boomers. Boomers inherited DLC perks. Cheap homes, high-paying jobs, women who couldn't talk back. Now the game's on hard mode and they're hoarding all the resources. Well, I'm tired of fighting for scraps in this cap.
I saw this TikTok that was talking about, millennials such as myself and, upcoming generation. They were talking about how difficult it was, to work in a 9 to 5 and they can barely kind of live and everything, because things are so high. Like my rent's like crazy. It's like almost double the amount there was when I first started here. And they were saying that, boomers and people that was younger or older than them, but much younger, were saying that you guys are just complaining for working hard. And then that person said, well, we're trying to thrive or trying to live in an economy that you guys created. Right. So, don't, cut us some slack or whatnot. Now, that's not to say there aren't some lazy people in it, because, as we start relying more and more on all these conveniences, we start getting lazy. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, we're going to end up in space like that movie Wall-E.
Now the game's on hard mode and they're hoarding all the resources. Well, I'm tired of fighting for scraps in this capitalist sandbox. Unplug your controller, Gramps. It's time you let someone else play. Your save file's corrupted. You don't have much longer anyway. Besides, what's the point of sticking around when your hitbox is doubled, inputs are lagging, and you can't install a simple update? The only reason you're at the top of the leaderboard is because you're camping spawn points. So why don't you do us all a favor and log out? Your perks are wasted on a character that's AFK half the time. Also, I'm a little concerned your joystick has been drifting towards some of the Roblox players. That game is way too young for you, Pops. So how about you hand over your loot before I boot you from server? Number 2, fat children. Is there anything more disgusting than fat children? Both annoying and greasy? Oh, throw that KFC bucket in the dumpster.
All right, so first off, look, I got 2 kids, right? A 5 and a 3-year-old. So I'm sitting here thinking, because I feel like my kids, I feel like we feed them. Sometimes I feel like we overfeed them, but they are not huge by any means, right? And now that I have experience in raising children, I'll be wondering how kids get this big, how they get that big. Because when you're young, you got a pretty good metabolism, right? Kids got energy for days. They be burning energy like it ain't crazy. So they must be eating all the time. Now, obviously, this is I'm not talking about anything that's like medical issues. You know what I mean? I'm talking about a healthy kid. Maybe it's genetics, right? Some kids put on more, but it's just crazy. You know what I mean? I might be missing something. And I don't mean for it to come off as, like a shot or anything. It's just that now that I'm in a parent's shoes, how does that happen? You know what I mean? Yeah, we gonna see. My kids are still young.
Than fat children, both annoying and greasy. Oh, throw that KFC bucket in the dumpster. It's not like anyone's gonna miss them, not even predators. Diddlers are into fresh meat, not pork chops. You think they want to throw out their lower back hauling away your extra baggage? No, there are plenty of snacks that don't come in bulk. But perhaps I'm being too hard on kids when it's clearly their parents' fault. You can't give a child a monster and be shocked when he turns into a monster. Sugar isn't a reward, it's a punishment. It sets your kid up for a lifetime of insulin meds and being left on red. No one-
It really does, especially and what you also got to consider is how often you feed him, because my son, right, he likes to snack and I'll be making him wait. He be getting upset and something like that, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to just be sitting here, just chilling, just eating whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wait. I got a hourglass, so he can develop a sense of time, and I always turn it over, just turn it over, like, hey, can I have it? I turn it over. When that gets down to the end, you can eat again, so I know you ain't hungry.
Reward. It's a punishment. It sets your kid up for a lifetime of insulin meds and being left on red. No one's swiping right on Captain Cellulite. And don't give me that my child doesn't eat vegetables. Eat it, you fat or I'm turning off the Wi-Fi. What do you know? It worked. Turns out threats are an effective parenting technique. Number 3, motorcycles. Motorcycles are for people who think airbags and seatbelts are overrated. What I do with my life is my business. Not when you're driving on a public road, Jerry. This ain't Mario Kart. I don't want to be dodging rogue green shells because you hit a banana. And it's not just dangerous, it's reckless. Especially when you strap a child, or worse, a dog to the back. Yeah, he looks cute in his Whittle helmet, but I don't think it's gonna stop him from painting new lines in the road. And why do bikes even have turn signals? Giving a motorcycle a blinker is like giving Nick Cannon a condom. They're not gonna use it, so what's the point? Oh, and every time I see one swerving in and out of lanes, I just wanna give him a little stop it. If you use your blinker, it's not manslaughter. Turns out your traffic cheat code didn't work against my Honda Civic boss. And can we stop saying it was a tragedy at the funeral? Poor decisions lead to poor outcomes, Deb. Maybe if Billy was wasn't live streaming wheelies, his body wouldn't be trending. Number 4, women who don't eat eggplants. I used to think if you don't go down, I don't go down. But now it's if you don't.
Okay, first off, I was just like, huh? But I didn't get the sexual innuendo. That's right. That's the right verbiage for it. Okay, yes. In that case, yes, continue to cook.
Number 4, women who don't eat eggplants. I used to think if you don't go down, I don't go down. But now it's if you don't go down, then hey, what's your friend Maria up to? She's Mexican. She's already used to doing the job that Americans refuse to do. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but cop and dome is foreplay in my book. If I'm gonna do 95% of the work, then your throat can do the other 5%. Beauty is pain. It's not my fault you look gorgeous on your knees. And listen, I'm a nice guy. I always throw down the pillow first. Your throne awaits, my lady. I'm into submissive girls.
Very
don't
nice.
king shame me. I don't care if you hate doing it. You think I like going to Thanksgiving sober? No, but I do it because I love you. And nothing says you love me like... Number 5, corporate surveillance. If Drake spies through a preteen's window, then that's a crime. But if Google does it, well, that's just business. One gets a restraining order while the other gets stock options. You see, privacy isn't dead, it's just monetized. Stalking is now on capitalism's default mode, and morals can be toggled off. You over here worried about closing your blinds as Alexa's eavesdropping on your late night breakup. Now
that's what it is, man. You become the product, right? They sell you, so they need that information.
Could be toggled off. You over here worried about closing your blinds as Alexa's eavesdropping on your late night breakup. Now every ad is for tissues and how to get away with it ebooks. Turns out your heartbreak isn't just emotional, it's profitable. Every tear you shed becomes another data point in their marketing strategy. And here's the kicker. They're not just selling you products. They're selling you solutions to problems they created. Flooding your feed with thirst traps knowing damn well your ex is only one glance away from going nuclear. They create the chaos, then sell you the exact items you need in order to deal with it.
What's crazy is that, what he's explaining goes so deep, right? That you got people who probably gets paid a lot of money or maybe a little money to understanding the ins and outs of human psyche and just and unveiling what it takes to manipulate you. And they do it all without you even noticing it's happening.
Number 6, drones. In America, you can buy a drone, some duct tape, and a rifle, all from Walmart. It's part of their new slogan, save money, kill better, Walmart. Seriously, how are drones still legal? They're like budget grenades for hormonal teens. All it takes is one tea bag, and now Billy's calling in a real-life airstrike. Oh, but you're a hobbyist, not a terrorist. Well, try explaining that to Homeland Security when your low battery shuts down the power grid. Even if your gear is working perfectly, have you heard of this thing called wind? Think of it like divine RNG. One gust and God is smiting that kiddie pool. And drones have made stalking way too easy. Why hide in the bushes when you can just hover over the bus stop? Restraining order? No, that's for Thomas. This is Botanist. Can't convict a robot. Besides, he's already 200 feet away. Now, if you excuse me, Botanist and I have a play date to supervise.
I don't know, man. I'm too scared to be flying drones, mainly because I know how expensive the things can be. And if it lost, like I know they got GPS and everything, but like wind, like you said, falling in the water, man, it just seems like a very, very poor investment. Unless I was shooting video, then in that case I might have some insurance or something like that. But just like hobbyists, I don't know.
Number 7, billboards. What is a billboard?
I guess you could say that about anything, but we're talking about drones here.
An advertisement scene while driving? Where the difference between this and this is severe consequences? Might as well be advertising death. Don't look at the road, look at me. Are accident attorneys just a self-fulfilling prophecy? Hey, how did you find us? Through my windshield. What can you not put in a billboard? The law says content can't be overly distracting, but what the hell does that mean? Isn't the point of a billboard to distract you from the road? Don't look at that family of 4. Look at this 20-foot whore. What if I had a billboard that would randomly light up at night with, hey, do you want to offend your family? Well, now you can at offensiveswag.com. Number 8, parents filming content with their kids. Working at 9 years.
Nah, bro, that was a W plug right there. Round of applause. W plug.
Swag.com. Number 8, parents filming content with their kids. Working at 9 years old is illegal, unless your parent is the boss. Labor laws don't exist in this household, so how about you stuff Mango in the box and let's try this again. But you're hurting him. No! You're hurting him with your terrible acting! Remember, parents, you can't hit your kids, but you can torture them. They're basically slaves in your content farm. You control when they eat, when they sleep, and when they work. Hustle, Billy! Prove you're not a complete failure! Off shifts? No, you mean brainstorming time. If you're not producing, then what are you even doing in this family? family. What? Every time you're on screen, the views tank. So how about you start thinking of some ideas of why we should keep you? Parents, it's not hard to manipulate your kids. All it takes is humiliation and fear. Tear down their self-esteem and make sure they never feel safe. You don't need to set up cameras everywhere. You just gotta make them think there are cameras everywhere. A jump scare could come at them at any moment. If a 9-year-old's panic attack gets 10 million views, is that child abuse or good content? Some art is horror. Right? Think about it. Some art is horror. Like, you might think this video is horrifying, and if you do, good! My art couldn't be more throbbing. So for everyone left, let's pull down the colored curtains and get even darker. Never buy your kids toys, only props. No, you don't get to play with them. Toys are for kids who don't hate mommy!
Not only that, but they'll spend all that money right on that, and then, of course, include it in the video for, we got the tax cuts and everything. So props, tax cuts, yeah.
Only props. No, you don't get to play with them. Toys are for kids who don't hate mommy. Remind them they're always on the clock. I don't hear any thinking in there. And never forget to record therapy. You think your cousin is hot? What? Everyone, Billy wants to tap fam. If you're lucky, that breakdown might trend. People love watching others get hurt. We used to have gladiator games, and now we have inbreeding claims. Either way, you're tuning in to watch someone truly suffer. Pain.
I mean, I feel like during the gladiator games, inbreeding claims were probably also happening. So we just lost gladiator games. And honestly, that's the real shame. We got MMA, good enough.
Fuels engagement, which leads to views, which brings in money. It's not exploitation, it's collaboration with a little bit of gaslighting. So remember, everyone, we're a team, okay? And teammates help each other. Don't think of it like you're working, but if you shake the camera again, I'm gonna shake you, Stephanie. Yes, keep crying. Your tears at Papa's funeral paid for this trip. You're worthless. We want to abort you. I wish that cream pie would go bye-bye.
No, see, everything you're saying right now, all of that's muted out, right? Probably use some AI voice removal, and it's got some type of sad music playing in the background. That's what's happening right here.
This trip, you're worthless. We want to abort you. I wish that cream pie would go bye-bye. Yes. So those are 8 things that should be illegal. If you want to see 7 more, then click this link right up here. And if you're hungry for more ignorance, then subscribe to my second channel, Offending All Day, where I can spend all day filling your boredom hole with my frothy nonsense. Who needs candy when you have an iPhone dangling from a drone? Come on, just a little closer. Parents, remember, it's no longer your failure. It's now their failure. Either they achieve your dreams or get left at Denny's again. But sometimes you gotta dial back the fear.
It's not a bad place to be left at. There are worse places. And they probably give you a meal for free. Because, it's a sad circumstance. Grand Slam? I mean, liberation from a parent that's treating you bad, right? Because they're going to wonder why a kid was left there, and you get a grand slam? Come on now. Come on.
Either they achieve your dreams or get left at Denny's again. But sometimes you gotta dial back the fear and really crank up the humiliation. Why am I always the panda? Because no one's watching you for your smile, Billy. Now dance before you go extinct. At least Drake's not advertising therapy. I mean, he would if it would get you alone in a room with him. Looks like I win, Ken. Can't fly a drone over an airport. Okay, but what about a middle school? You're gonna tell me one is up to no good and the other isn't? I'm trying to watch a movie and all I hear is Billy struggling to breathe. But location data isn't tied to your name. Bro, if someone is driving to every middle school in the area and back to Beverly Hills, I'm pretty sure we could figure out who it is. You ruined my life! Finally, Jesus, 25 minutes to crank out one tear. What the hell are you looking at, Tommy? You're up next in 3, 2, 1.
There's one particular child family kind of channel that I'm thinking about. One particular one, I'll have you guys just kind of guess with that one. But anyways, let me know some things that you find that should also be illegal down in the comments, right? Dave's out.